When a Red Crescent worker asked Nafisa Musa, a Sudanese refugee, about conditions at the Al Arwa migrant shelter, she told him to use his eyes.
As you can see, people can't find anything to eat. If we could find a dry piece of bread, we would eat it. There's no bread, no water. People are just starving.
The UN says more than 700,000 migrants and refugees now live in Libya. Many are hoping to make it to Europe. But aid groups say going through Libya has left them vulnerable to human trafficking, drowning, detention, enslavement, beatings, and rape. And more than 140,000 were in Tripoli before the LNA militia began attacking the capital in April. According to Doctors Without Borders, more than 3,000 have been trapped in detention centers close to the front lines with very little aid. On Wednesday, an airstrike hit the Tajura detention center, killing more than 50 people and injuring hundreds, according to the UN. A little more than 10 kilometers away from Tajura, the nearly 150 men, women, and children at this shelter aren't trapped, but say they suffer much like those held in detention centers. There's little food and water, and sanitation is poor. Alawiya, a Sudanese migrant, says disease has begun to spread.
We are getting tuberculosis here. You know, it's a contagious disease, and some people are starting to suffer from vomiting, diarrhea, infection, and fever.
The UN recently said it needs $210 million to be able to protect those in transit through Libya, despite the risks, the lack of food, and airstrikes that continue to fall on Tripoli. Refugees and migrants like Nafisa say they still prefer to take their chances in Libya rather than return to their own countries.
In Darfur, they killed 2 of my children. They killed my husband. They lit them on fire in front of me. The same thing happened to my neighbors. Young children were burnt alive.
Even though she says she's been displaced 4 times since she left Sudan, and even if the escalating fighting near Tripoli means she has to flee again. Sarah Balter, TRT World.